गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीन् उपमश्चवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदानश्चिन्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे श्रीगुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ श्रीशङ्कराचार्यस्वामिने नमः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
नमस्ते महोदय। लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी।
Yes, Padma. यततोऽह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः।
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी। मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी। श्रीमती भगिनी।
Yes, Mahodaya. Namaste.
Namaste. You can chant the shloka displayed on the screen.
Okay, Mahodaya. Tani sarvani sayamya yukta asit matparaha vashehi yasyendriyani tasya pragya pratishtita.
Good. Next.
Thank you.
ललिता रामचंद्रन भगिनी।
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु पुजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधाभिजायते.
So can you chant the first line?
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगास्तेषु पजायते.
No, this I'll tell you. Sangaha is attachment. Teshu means for you all. Okay, teshu all. Okay. Upajayate is born. Sangaha teshu upajayate. The teshu and u and u become u. So sangas teshu upajayate.
संगस्तेषु पजायते.
Teshu upajayate. That is Gita. Teshu ukaram.
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु पजायते.
संगस्तेषु पजायते. तेषु not teshu pajayate. Teshu pajayate.
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु पजायते.
Yes.
संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते.
क्रोधो विजायते, not क्रोधो. कामात् क्रोधो विजायते.
कामात् क्रोधो विजायते.
Okay, next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आचार्य।
Chant the same shloka.
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु पजायते संगा संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते.
Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
क्रोधाद् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशाद बुद्धिनाशः नाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति.
இங்க வந்து குரோதாதா இல்ல, குரோதாத் பவதி சம்மோஹ, சம்மோஹா ஸ்மிருதி விப்ரமஹ, ஸ்மிருதி பிரம்ஷாத். You said ஸ்மிருதி பிரம்ஷாத. No. ஸ்மிருதி பிரம்ஷாத் புத்தி நாசஹ, புத்தி நாசாத் பிரணஷ்யதி.
Okay, sir. Should I say once?
Yeah.
क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः, सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः, स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः, बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति.
Whenever you have at, krodhat, sammohat, bramshat, buddhi nashat. At means from that. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. Because from buddhi nasha you destroy. Smruti bramshat, from the confused memory or loss of memory. Nashat, from. At is always from. Akashat, from akashat. Vrikshat, from the tree. Vrikshat palam patanti. From the tree, the fruit fell. Vrikshat means trees. So, at means from. That is the thing. So, the at has to be very clearly mentioned. Skrodhat, smriti bramshat, sammohat, buddhinashat. That is all very important to be pronounced properly. Okay. Now, I just wanted to tell you one more thing before I go to the new Shloka of today. When you look at this particular stanza, Jayato Vishayan Pumsaha, Sangasteshupa Jayate. He says that when they are meditating, when they are contemplating on the world of objects, Jayataha Vishayan Pumsaha, the sensual world level objects, Sangaha Teshu Upajayate. For those people, attachment is born. Jayate means born. Attachment is born. Sangha Sanjayate Kamaha. From Sangha, attachment, Kamaha is born. That is, desire is born. Jayate. Kamat krodobhi jagate. From desire is born anger. So these three things are born. That is, attachment is born in you. Then what is the kama is born in you. Kama sangat kamaha jagate. Kamat krodobhi jagate. From kama, anger is born. So all the three in this particular thing, attachments, then desire and anger is all born. Born means that is coming in you. Okay. Whereas what happens in the next shloka, you see, krodhat bhavati sammoha. From anger, sammoha takes place. So sammoha, the delusion does not get born. It takes place. When you have anger in you, delusion is automatically coming. From sammoha, smruti vibhramaha. From sammoha, what happens is smruti, the memory is getting lost. Pritibdamshat buddhi nashaha. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. So what happens is that these three things are born. Sangaha, kamaha, krodhaha, these are born. So if you have to address what is taking place as the most important thing, or what is born in you as the most important thing that you have to address. A tree seed is sown, automatically the leaves are grown, the flowers come, and then the fruit also is come. It all takes place. So if you do not want that kind of a tree to come, what you should address? What is born has to be addressed. So the Bhagavan very clearly mentions that these are the things that is born in you. Attachment is born in you. And then Kama is born in you. Krodha is born in you. So only when you address what is coming in you, you will be able to address the outcomes. These are outcomes. Sammoha is outcome. Smriti Brahmsha is outcome. Buddhi Nasha is outcome. Okay. So what he is telling very clearly is that address those things that is born in you. That is born, getting born out of you. Attachment, Kamaha and Krodhaha. Address those things. That's what is important. Because they are born in you. You have to cut them in the nip. You should not even allow them to be coming in yourself. So I just thought I should make this point before we go to the class today. Okay. Now we will start.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
राग
Dvesha
द्वेष द्वेष
वियुक्तैः
वियुक्तैः वियुक्तैः
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैः
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैः रागद्वेषवियुक्तैः
टु
तु स्तु
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु
विषयान्
विषयान् विषयान्
इन्द्रियैः
इन्द्रियैः इन्द्रियैः
चरन्
चरन् चरन्
विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्.
Very good. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी.
नमस्ते महोदय.
आत्मवश्यैः
आत्मवश्यैः आत्मवश्यैः
विधेयात्मा
विधेयात्मा विधेयात्मा
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
प्रसादं
प्रसादं प्रसादं
अधिगच्छति
अधिगच्छति अधिगच्छति
प्रसादमधिगच्छति
प्रसादमधिगच्छति प्रसादमधिगच्छति
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति
विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति.
Very good. Next.
हरिहरन महोदय.
हरि ओम.
हरि ओम. रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
यैश्चरन् சொல்லுங்க.
विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्.
Correct. Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी.
Yes, ma'am.
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
So when you want to put one more pada, then you can say prasadam adhigacchati. But when you chant, you can say prasadam adhigacchati. Okay. Imprasa becomes ma.
Okay. Prasadam adhigacchati.
Just chant the line again.
Atmavasyairvidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati.
Very good. Next.
वीणा फानी श्री भगिनी.
Can you chant the first line twice?
Okay, sir. Namaste, sir. Ragadveshavipyuktaistu Vishayanindriyaicharan Ragadveshaviyuktaistu Vishayanindriyaicharan.
Okay, next.
कृष्ण पावनी भगिनी.
Second line twice.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति आत्मवैश्वस्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति.
Very good. Next.
शान्ति भगिनी. शान्ति भगिनी.
Yeah, can you chant the first line twice?
Both lines.
First line twice.
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्.
Very good. Next.
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी.
नमस्ते महोदय.
The second line twice.
आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति.
Atmavashyair.
आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा.
Atma Vasham. Vasham means you are keeping it under your control. Atma Vashair. Atma Vashyaihi. Atma Vashyair Videyatma. Vash.
आत्मवैश्यैर्.
Vashyai.
आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा. आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति.
Very good. Next.
श्री लक्ष्मी HR भगिनी.
Both the lines slowly once.
नमस्ते महोदय. रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति.
Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी.
Both the lines together once.
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति.
Good. Next.
शान्ति बद्री भगिनी.
Yes, sir.
Both the lines once.
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
Atmavashyair.
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति. आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति.
Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय.
Both the lines once slowly.
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति.
Good. One more person and we'll go to the meaning.
के ललिता भगिनी.
Yes, sir.
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति.
Good. Okay, we'll go to the meaning of the shloka. So what Lord was telling in the last few shlokas is that we need to have a control over our senses. We also discussed about the body being a chariot, and then our the five horses are our senses, etc. We discussed about that. We discussed that the senses can be kept only under control by the mind, and mind is buddhi is the master of our mind. So all those things we discussed. So what is happening is that at the end of the day, when even we talked about the tortoise, what Bhagavan was telling was that kurmonganiva samharate. So we yada samharate chayam kurmonganiva, he was talking about like a tortoise, we have to pull up our senses. Okay. But still he said that though you can do all those things, you will be keeping your senses not going after the world of objects. But still, if the mind is not very good, you may be thinking about that. You may be exercising a lot of external constraint on not indulging in certain things, but the mind has still got some kind of a desire. The mind is still not very clean, and it is only externally restricting itself for whatever reasons. Sometimes, people also do not indulge in the presence of some people. If nobody is there, they'll start indulging or they'll get into whatever they feel like doing. But sometimes the presence of people, presence of elders, and also people try to control the way they manage their senses, which goes out of control when nobody is going to watch them. So he says that controlling the senses for the sake of senses, but if your mind is still not going to be cleansed up, you will be having a problem. That's what he said. Another thing he said that is that sometimes the senses have got addicted to some of these tastes outside, that they may even take the mind and they run away. Okay, one of the 3 shlokas before we said that it can prasabam manaha, haranti prasabam manaha. It will just hijack the mind and go. The senses are capable of going after the sense objects, and mind has got absolutely no control. Like an addict of alcohols, they have got no control. They're just mind says something, but they have got no control on that. So the mind also can be taken. So that is what he said. Then he said that the mind has to be clean. So there are 2 ways. You can contemplate on Bhagavan, or you can contemplate on Vishayan Pumsaha. We just saw in the 2 slokas before, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. So his fellow is contemplating, but contemplating not on Bhagavan or not on understanding the self, but contemplating Vishayan, the eternal things of objects. Then what happens that once he thinks twice, thrice, 4 times, then he gets a kind of attachment for something. Once the attachment is there, the attachment leads to desire. Desire leads to anger. And from anger comes you have got Smriti Vibhramaha, that is loss of memories. From loss of memory, you get moha. From moha, you get buddhi nasha. From buddhi nasha, you get destroyed. So it all happens in sequential form, that the mind, when you are not able to first control your mind, it is all going to fall slowly, subsequently, and then at the end of the day, it can even destroy, because it's all the sequential happening. When something that you desire, if somebody is coming in the way of that particular desire, then you get angry. So that anger is born out of desire. So we saw those 2 slokas. I would suggest that, these 2 slokas you can memorize. You always should think these 2 slokas, keep it in your memory. Dhyayato Vashayan Pumsa Sangasteshu Pajagate Sangat Sanjagate Kamaha Kamat Kodo Pajagate Dodhat Bodhi Samboha Sammoha Spiti Viprama Spiti Prabja Buddhinasha Pranashyati. So this, you understand the meaning and also keep it in your mind. So you'll be able to play it. Whenever such situations arise, you'll be able to play it and understand the sequence of how things are happening around you. Okay. Now, we know that Kama, when you talk about Kama, is raga or dvesha. Either you like something or dislike something. So now there are people who have been able to overcome Kama, and those people are called Viyuktaha, or the people who are already in the Karma Yogic path they have moved. When they are able to have a wonderful control on raga and dvesha, that is, they are able to control their Kama, then raga dvesha viyuktaihi. Then what happens? These people who are able to have absolute control on their raga and dvesha, which is Kama, raga dvesha viyuktaihi, vishayan indriyesh charan. So these people, they are there. Their body and senses are there. They will be working. They will be in the world like us, but they'll be interacting with the world. They'll be seeing things. They'll be talking to people. They'll be eating something. They are continuously in engagement with the world of objects. Vishayan Indriyesh Charan. They are continuously moving around the world with their sense objects. But for example, I can say Paramacharya. Also, Sankaracharya was there. He was worldly interacting with people. He was doing everything with all the 5 senses that he had. We had Sai Baba, who was interacting with everybody. We had Ramana Maharishi, who was interacting with all his senses, with the external world of people. But so everybody has to interact with the world of people or world of objects. So, but these people who are Raga Dvesha Viyuktaihi, Vishayan Indrayesh Charan, they will be continuously interacting with the world of objects. Even Lord Krishna, for example, is in the world of objects. He is talking to Arjuna, he is talking to Drona, he is talking to Dhritarashtra. He is Vishayan Indrayesh Charan. He is using all his senses and he is in the engagement of things with the world. He is not that Lord Krishna in Mahabharata or in Bhagavad Gita is reclusing himself or sitting in Himalayas and then doing tapas and contemplating on himself. No, He is right now in the war field working with all his five senses. He is doing that. But Atma Vashyer Videyatma, these people are able to have an absolute control. Atma Vasham, they are able to have a control over senses. Then what happens? Prasadam Adhigachyati. Prasadam means the clarity of things comes to them immediately. Their mind becomes pure immediately. So prasadam. So prasadam has got one meaning that we have for prasadam is that you go to a temple and then we get some prasadam from Swami. There's also another meaning, few meanings for prasadam, and that meaning is that they are able to get clarity, they are able to be cheerful, they are able to be satisfied, and they have got tranquility. So tranquility they are able to get. So people who are able to have absolute control on that, and they're also not having any kind of dirt sitting in the mind, though they are able to be engaging with the world, Vishayan Indriyesh but they are Raga Dvesha Viyuktaihi, they are able to have absolute freedom from Ragas and Dvesha, Atma Vashyer Videyatma, they are able to have absolute control of the themselves, then Prasadam, tranquility, Adhigachyati, immediately they get. Only when you have Prasadam or the tranquility of the mind, you will be able to get the mind properly prepared for the knowledge to come in. It is something like you have to plow the land properly and put the seed, then only the seed will grow. Similarly, only when you have a tranquil mind and then try to allow the jnana to come in, the jnana will be able to start moving up. Otherwise, if the field is very, very bad, the field of mind is very bad, when it is not having any prasadam, that is tranquility is not there, then the jnana cannot enter. You may be sitting in Upanishad class in a very nice environment, but nothing will go inside. There's a say in Tamil, no? At the end of listening for so many hours of story, then they asked what is relation Sita and Rama. He said Sita is the Rama is the uncle of Sita. Sita Raman Chittappa, something like funny thing that was the answer that came. So what I am telling is that we need to have a tranquil mind for the jnana to flow in. Okay. So that's what he says. So these people, it is not necessary that the people whom we are talking about, who are karma yogis, are the people who are all recluse and then they have their senses drawn inside like a tortoise, but they are all amongst us. They move in the world. Maybe Ramana Maharshi, maybe Kanchi Paramacharya, maybe Shingeri Paramacharya, maybe the various Mahatmas. They are all working with people, working like Lord Krishna is right now amongst the people, but they have got a control. Then only they can get tranquility, and tranquility is the basic requirement through which jnana can come into the individual. Okay, that's what is the meaning of the shloka. Ragat deshavi yuktaistu vishayanindriyeshcharan atma vashyer videyatma prasadamadi gacchati. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya. Sharat Chavan Mahodaya. Srimati Bagini.
Yes, Mahodaya.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam. Prasade sarva dukkhanam.
Hanihi.
Hanihi. Hanihi.
Asya.
Asya. Asya.
Upajayate.
Upajayate. Upajayate.
Hanihi. Asya. Upajayate.
Hanihi. Asya. Upajayate. Hanihi. Asya. Upajayate.
Hanirasyopajayate.
Hanirasyopajayate. Hanirasyopajayate.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam. Hanirasyopajayate.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam. Hanirasyopajayate. Prasade sarva dukkhanam. Hanirasyopajayate.
Good. Next.
Krishna
Thank
Pavani
you.
Bagini.
प्रसन्न नमस्ते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु
बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते
बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते
नेक्स्ट
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते
गुड नेक्स्ट
लक्ष्मी बीबी भगिनी
Yes, Bhagavad.
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते
प्रसन्नचेतसोऽभ्यासु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते
Very good. Next.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी
First line 2 times.
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते
Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी
Second line 2 times.
Yes, ma'am. प्रसन्नचेतसो याशु बुद्धिर्पर्यवतिष्ठते प्रसन्नचेतसो याशु बुद्धिर्पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Not buddhir, it is buddhif paryavatishtate. Here is not coming. Buddhi par if pa buddhif.
बुद्धिस्पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Is also buddhif paryavatishtate. When pa comes after visarga, it becomes if. Buddhif.
Okay. प्रसन्नचेतसो याशु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते
Okay.
प्रसन्नचेतसो याशु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते.
Next.
हरिहरन महोदय
Both the lines together slowly once.
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Very good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी HR भगिनी
Both the lines once too.
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
Both the lines once.
Yes, sir. प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते.
You should
Sorry.
always try to say
प्रसन्नचेतस.
Yeah.
Okay. प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Next.
वीणा फानी श्री भगिनी
Madam.
The 2 lines together once.
Okay, sir. प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Next, one more person.
Shanti Badri Bagini.
Yes, sir. प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसादे दुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशुः बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते प्रसन्नचेतसो याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Paryavatisthate. Tishta should be first ta.
पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Okay, good. One more person before we go to the meaning of this.
Sai Lakshmi Bagini.
प्रसाद सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
This prasade, not prasada. Okay. Prasade means in prasadam is prasade. In gramam means grame. In the mind means what is the atmane? You know, that is the way. When you say a, that means in is the meaning. So prasade. Okay. But now, if you look at the earlier sloka, we said that ragat dvesha viyuktaihu vishyan indrayischaran. When the person is able to have absolute control over his mind and also his senses, though he may be engaging with the world of objects and he has already overcome raga and dvesha, he is free from raga dvesha, then for him the tranquility is immediately achieved. Prasadam adhigacchati. That's what we saw in the previous sloka. So once you are able to get tranquility, what happens? Prasade. Once you are able to have tranquility within yourself, sarva dukkhanam hanihi. All the kinds of dukkha's you have will get killed, destroyed. So you are going to have a different kind of a birth. Hanihi dukkhanam. All the dukkha's are going to get knocked off from you. Prasade, when you are having a tranquility. So prasanna chetasaha. Once you are able to have overcome all those kinds of dukkha's or sorrows, then prasanna chetasaha. Nirmalamana manam. That's what they say. You got a very, if you look at some of these kinds of jnanis, no, they have got such a pleasant smile. Even Dakshinamurti, when you look at him, no, prasanna chetasaha. Munje patale, you get that the tranquility is visible. So prasanna chetasaha ashu. Immediately it comes. And then what happens when you have got a prasannam, the tranquility of the mind, buddhihi parjavatishtate. The mind gets further established in trying to know the Atma or the Brahman. Buddhihi parjavatishtate. So first is what is happening when you have mental tranquility. It is a hanihi for all the dukkha's. It destroys all the dukkha's. Okay. Now, what is the reason for all the dukkha's? You got lot of pain that comes. Dukkha's are the cause for sorrows. Okay, there can be different root cause for why you have sorrow, but the sorrow is same. If you look at that way, there's only single sorrow in human being. We don't have, I got money sorrow is different, and then pain sorrow is different, and then that is another kind of sorrow. No, the root cause of sorrow is multiple, but sorrow in the mind is same. You just think about it, you will understand that. There's no multiple sorrows. Happiness is one happiness. Sorrow is only one sorrow. But the source for sorrows can be multiple. Source for happiness can be also multiple. But when you start learning Gita, you'll find the source for happiness is inside you. But for the source for sorrow is multiple. But sorrow is same. Whenever you have got dukkham or sorrow, that sorrow is feeling that is same. Whether it is a loss, whether it is loss of money, whether it is a loss of job, whether it is a kind of dissatisfaction on something which is causing that, you feel that somebody has insulted you and then you got a sorrow. The sorrow per se as a feeling is same, but the root cause for sorrows can be different. So when you have the tranquility of the mind, then the sorrows, the root cause for sorrows can be multiple. All those things get absolutely destroyed. then you become prasanna chetasaha, you become absolutely tranquil, and then once you are able to get the prasanna chetasaha, then what is happening is buddhihi parjavatishtite, that the mind is going to get very, very well established in terms of knowing yourself, in terms of atma, in terms of parabrahma. So at the end of the day, we need to have a tranquility of the mind. The tranquility of the mind is able to destroy all the sorrows. And once the sorrows, not destroy sorrows, the root cause for sorrows. And once that is destroyed, prasanna chetasaha. Prasanna chetasaha means then at the end of the day, you are able to have a buddhi which can get very well established in Atman. So, prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajagate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhihi parjavatishtate. Next.
Shanti Bhagini. Shanti Bhagini.
Sir.
Yeah. Na asti.
Na asti. Na asti.
Nasti.
Nasti. Nasti.
Buddhihi.
Buddhihi. Buddhihi.
Ayuktasya.
Ayuktasya. Ayuktasya.
Buddhirayuktasya.
Buddhirayuktasya. Buddhirayuktasya.
Nasti buddhirayuktasya.
Nasti buddhirayuktasya. Nasti buddhirayuktasya.
Nachayuktasya bhavana.
Nachayuktasya bhavana. Nachayuktasya bhavana.
Nasti buddhirayuktasya. Nachayuktasya bhavana.
Nasti buddhirayuktasya. Nachayuktasya bhavana. Nasti buddhirayuktasya. Nachayuktasya bhavana.
Next.
Lalita Ramachandran Bhagini.
Yes, Mahodaya.
Nacha bhavayadashantihi.
न चाभावयतः शान्तिः न चाभावयतः शान्तिः
Ashantasya kutah sukam.
अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्
Nacha bhavayadashantihi. Ashantasya kutah sukam.
न चाभावत यः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् न चाभावयतः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
First line 2 times slowly.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya. Okay. Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
First line slowly 2 times.
अस्तु महोदय. नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना.
Good. Next.
Vijayalakshmi R Bhagini.
न चाभावयदः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् न चाभावयदः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Once again, please.
न चाभावयदः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
This, I heard it as nasha. It's not nasha. Nacha. Nacha bhavayatash shantihi. Ashantasya kutas sukam. That is nacha abhavayatah. That is the meaning. Nacha abhavayatah. Nacha bhavayatah.
न चाभावयदः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Correct. Good. Next.
Gurumurti Mahodaya.
Two lines slowly once.
नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Good. Next.
Sai Lakshmi Bhagini.
नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Good. Next.
K Lalita Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Good. Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
Yes, Mahodaya.
Yeah.
Please, Shloka Mahodaya, second line only.
Both the lines only once.
Okay, Mahodaya. नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Fourth person.
Thank you.
Veena Fani Shri Bhagini.
Yes, sir. नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Okay. I think we'll go to the meaning of this shloka. Now we said that prasada madhigacchati in earlier shloka, which means that the tranquility comes into the mind. Once the tranquility is there, buddhi parjavatishtate, then the knowledge is getting firmly established. So he talked about a person who is able to ragadvesha yuktahi, how he is able to vishyan indriyacharan, the atma shivadiyatma prasanta madhigacchati. So we said that though he has already overcome that, and he has also been able to Hanihi sarva dukkhanam, that also we saw in the previous shloka. He is able to ensure that root cause for sorrows are removed. All those things are essential for keeping the mind very, very tranquil. Otherwise, when you go for contemplation, all these things start flashing in your mind. Contemplation becomes very, very difficult. Now, now if you look at that way, last 2 months we are doing this Bhagavad Gita class, and some of you would have been doing it for much longer time also. But once you start looking at some of the teachings of Lord Krishna, you get into some level of contemplation. I'm sure that though you might not be sitting in a meditation for half an hour or 1 hour every day and then seriously contemplating on the teachings, I'm sure that there will be some contemplation, some inquiry, some thought process which has been triggered into the minds of all of you. I think it would have been triggered. Yes or right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Already something triggered into the mind.
Definitely.
That is the bhavana. Bhavana is contemplation has started. So what is happening is the person who is ayuktaha, buddhi, ayuktaha means who is that? The one who is not able to be tranquil, or the person who is not able to get into this particular kind of thinking. Tranquility does not come to him. So buddhi ayuktasya, for the one who is not getting into this particular tranquility, for the one who is not tranquil, na asti buddhi. Na asti buddhi means he does not have the knowledge coming in. Unless otherwise you have a tranquil mind, the buddhi does not come in. Ayuktasya buddhihi na asti. The person who is not tranquil, in this case ayuktasya, you can take it as a person who has got prasada, that is the tranquility. Ayuktasya buddhihi nasti. The person who is not having the tranquility of mind, the knowledge is not there for him. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya. Nacha ayuktasya bhavana. When the knowledge itself is not there, when you are not even understood what we are trying to, what Lord Krishna is trying to tell, then we don't go into contemplation also. So, nacha ayuktasya bhavana. So the na bhavana ayuktasya, the people who are not tranquil and who is for whom the buddhi is not, the knowledge is not coming, for them contemplation does not take place. Nacha ayuktasya bhavana. So they are also not able to do any contemplation. First, the understanding does not come. Knowledge means I am not talking the knowledge of the Brahman immediately. I am talking, we are in the process of trying to understand what is the Brahman. That knowledge has to come in. With that knowledge, we have to contemplate and start growing. When the ayuktaha, that knowledge itself is not coming, nasti. For them, the bhavana does not come. The contemplative capability does not come. Then when the contemplative capability does not come, nacha abhavayataha, when he is not able to have a contemplation himself, shantihi, abhavayataha na shantihi, that person will not have peace. Na shantihi abhavayataha, the person who is not having a contemplative capability, na shantihi, is not going to have peace of mind or happiness within himself. Ashantasya, even he is not having the peace, ashantasya. Kutasukam, how is he going to get happiness? Happiness is the bliss that we are trying to look at is, how is he going to get the happiness? He says that the person who is not able to have a tranquil mind, for him the knowledge does not come. Na asti ayuktasya buddhihi. And then for them, na chayuktasya bhavana. For them, the contemplation does not take place. When the contemplation does not take place, nacha bhavayataha, sorry, cha abhavayataha, na shanti, for them there's no peace. When there's no peace, there is no happiness. At the end of the day, we're all trying to understand ourselves and get into inner happiness. Sachidananda Atma, we are trying to find out. We want to have the peace and the shanti, 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 we say that. And then these kinds of people who are not able to have a knowledge properly coming in because they're ayukta, and then for them, the contemplation is not there. When the contemplation is not there, shanti is not there. When the shanti is not there, sukha, happiness does not come. Nasti buddhira yuktasya, nacha yuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavayata shantihi, ashantasya puta sukam. Okay, next.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini. Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Yeah, namaste. Indriyanam hi charatam.
Indriyanam hi charatam. Indriyanam hi charatam.
Yanmano nu vidhiyate.
Yanmano nu vidhiyate. Yanmano nu vidhiyate.
Indriyanam hi charatam. Yanmano nu vidhiyate.
Indriyanam hi charatam. Yanmano nu vidhiyate. Indriyanam hi charatam. Yanmano nu vidhiyate.
Good. Next.
Hariharan Mahodaya.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Tadasya harati prajnam.
Tadasya harati pragyam. Tadasya harati pragyam.
Vayurnavami vambasi.
Vayurnavami vambasi. Vayurnavami vambasi.
Tadasya harati prajnam. Vayurnavami vambasi.
Tadasya harati pragyam. Vayurnamami vambasi. Tadasya harati pragyam. Vayurnavavambasi.
Vayuhu means wind. Nava is boat. Iva means like. Vayurnavam iva means like. Vayuhu, Nava is boat. Iva means like that. Ambasi is water.
Water.
We will understand that when we
Give the meaning.
take the meaning.
Yeah.
Vayuhu
Vayurna-
navam iva ambasi. Vayurnavamivambasi.
Vayurnamavamyambasi.
Navamivambasi.
Avamivambasi.
Nauka, we say in Hindi, nauka. In Sanskritam, navam. Navam also is.
Navamivambasi.
Correct. Vayurnavamivambasi.
Vayurnavamivambasi.
Okay.
Vayurnavamivambasi.
Correct.
Usha Srinivasan Bagini.
Yes, ma'am.
Indriyanam hi charatam.
Indri.
Vidhiyate.
Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidhiyate. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidhiyate.
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bagini.
Yes, ma'am.
Tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi.
Tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi. Tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi.
Next.
Sri Lakshmi HR Bagini.
Should I chant both lines or first line?
And the first line twice.
Indriyanam hi charata. Indriyanam hi charata. Yanmanonuvidhiyate. Indriyanam hi charata. Yanmanonuvidhiyate.
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bagini.
Yes, Padma.
Second line. Yeah.
Tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi. Tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bagini.
Put the lines once slowly.
Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidhiyate. Tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi.
Good. Next.
Vijaya Lakshmi R Bagini.
Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidhiyate. Tatasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi.
Good. Next.
Shanti Bagini. Shanti Bagini.
Yes, madam. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidhiyate. Tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi.
Next.
K Lalita Bagini.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Both the lines once.
Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidhiyate. Tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi.
Okay. One more person.
Shanti Badri Bagini.
Yes, sir. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidhiyate. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidhiyate. Tatasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi. Tatasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambasi.
Next. Both the lines once only, please.
Lalita Ramachandran Bagini.
Yes, Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonuvidhiyate. Tadasya harati prajnam वायुर्नावमिवाम्भसि.
More person, once both the lines.
Gurumurti Mahodaya.
Yes, sir. Indriyāṇaṁ hi charadāṁ yanmanonu vidiyate tadasya haravi prajñāṁ vāyurnāma vivāmbasi tadasya
Vayu navam iva ambasi.
vāyuhu nava iva ambasi.
Navam iva ambasi.
Navam iva ambasi.
Navam is wind. Vayuhu is wind. Navam is boat. Iva means like. Ambasi. Ambasi is floating in water. Like the boat floating in water. The meaning of the entire thing, Vayur Navam iva ambasi, means like a boat floating in water, which is drawn by the wind.
Okay.
Vayuhu, the way the Vayu is able to harati. Harati means it takes away. If a small boat is in the water, if there's a big wind, the boat cannot be there. It will just get drifted by the Vayuhu. That's what he's talking about. Okay. One more person before we go to that meaning.
Yeah. Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
Begini. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonu vidhiyate tadasya harati pragyam vayurnavamivambhasi.
Good. So we'll go to the meaning of this. He's just giving a kind of a metaphor or analogy. What happens is that when you have a boat in the water and then there's a wind, what happens? The boat starts drifting away. Vayuhu, in the presence of wind, navam iva, like a boat, harati, it gets drifted away or carried away. So a boat, a small boat in the water is just getting carried away by a wind. Like that, iva, what is that? Indriyanam hi charatam. If the body sense organs are all wandering around, okay? If the body sense organs are going out of control, like they are all just wandering around, and yanmanonu vidiyate, yaha mano anuvidiyate, then what happens is that the mind is just following the sense organs. The sense organs are wandering, the mind is just following the sense organs. Then what happens? Tadasya, for him, harati prajnam, his knowledge is all getting kidnapped. Is not harati means kidnapped, is all gone away. When the sense organs are drifting and the mind is just following the sense organs, for him, whatever knowledge he has got is just carried away, like a boat is carried away in the presence of a wind when it is in the water. So this is another big statement he has made, that you should not make your mind to follow the indriyas. You have to, mind should be the boss always of the indriyas, and mind also should be clean. Otherwise, the capability is that if Lord Krishna is not holding the reins of the horses properly, the horses will run amok and he has no control. It is like the reins are not properly managed and then the horses running amok. So the indriyams are going out of control. Mind is getting drawn by that. And then when the mind starts getting drifted away because of the indriyas going to the world of objects, then the jnana goes away. Jnana is carried away. Whatever you learned, it is something like a small boat drifting away in the presence of a big wind. That's what happens. So he's just cautioning in this particular shloka. And with this, we close today's class. So I'll just chant these 4 slokas which we did today. Raga dvesha vyayuktaistu vishayanindriyaischaran atmavashyair vidheyatma prasadamadi gacchati prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso shashu buddhih paryavatishthate nasti buddhirayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shantihi ashantasya kutas sukam indriyanam hicharatam yanmanonu vidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavamivambase. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha